Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's episode of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys coming by the channel to spend some time with me on today's video, because we're going to be talking about the biggest lie in bass fishing, the lie that Livescope is, quote, just another tool. That's the biggest bunch of BS I have ever heard in fishing. We're going to dive into that in today's video, and really curious to get your guys' feedback on it as well. Also, guys, before we get started, just wanted to extend a big thank you out there to everybody that's been a supporter of Intuitive Angling here by subscribing to the channel and using all the links I put into the description. If you guys are one of the supporters of the channel that do that, big thank you for me and my family. Really appreciate you guys putting that effort in there. Okay, guys, here's the thing about this. It's like people always say, Randy, give it up. Why you keep doing, you're beating a dead horse. Give it up. Livescope, it's here to stay. I've heard all the crap behind it. Guys, I'm never going to give it up until we get it made it illegal. This would be the same thing. It's like, let's say that NASA said, okay, we found an asteroid that's going to hit the planet in 18 months. That'd be like saying every day, instead of people focusing on that asteroid and trying to figure out how to deflect it off of Earth, people just, didn't ever talk about it and forgot about it and went on about their daily lives, even though an asteroid is headed for the planet. It's the same with forward-facing sonar. You can't ever normalize this. You can't stop talking about it and just say that that's just the way it is. That's not the way it works, guys, because there is a segment of the vocal minority in this country amongst the anglers and the people that have a special vested interest financially into perpetuating forward-facing sonar, that they just want to say, to the majority of the anglers out there that do not want this technology, they just want to say, sit down and shut up. It's here to stay. There's nothing you can do about it. This is the way it is. This is the way the future is. It don't work that way, guys. That's not the way it works. When you have a huge vocal opposition to something like the cheater box, you can't just turn over and roll over and get up, because that's what the dark side wants, man. That's what the dark side wants, that is completely disconnected from reality about the dangers that this technology poses to the future of our sport. Not just the technology now, but the main focus that I am trying to educate people on is that forward-facing sonar is in its infancy. You've seen the advances that we've had on this technology over the past 5 years. Put another 5 to 10 years of this advancing technology and improvements on it, because they've always got to suck more people into buying something new, just like a new iPhone every year. It's going to be the same with the cheater box. There's no telling what this technology is going to be like in 10 years if it goes unchecked, which it is unchecked right now. So anyway, let's talk about the lie that forward-facing sonar is just another tool. The insanity of this, to say that forward-facing sonar and Livescope is just another tool, is like saying a thermonuclear bomb is the same as a BB gun. There's no comparison whatsoever. And I think that we saw it really evident last week at the Toyota Series, at the Bass Pro event at Lake Conroe, where you guys, where you could use forward-facing sonar for a period, then you couldn't use it for a period. There'd be guys out there, catching 30 and 40 bass in an hour using the cheater box. And then when it came to the round where they couldn't use the cheater box, they'd catch 1 or 2 fish. That is not just another tool. That is something that has completely shifted the entire paradigm of what bass fishing is, when you have that type of an unbalanced reality on using it versus not using it. It is not just another tool. It is a destructive tool that is destroying this sport on every single level, regardless about how many people want to whitewash it or deny the reality of it or try to spin it into something that it's not. So one of the things that I just want to encourage in this video is, if you're one of the anglers out there that have concerns over forward-facing sonar, or you're adamantly against it, never roll over and give up. Never get complacent. Don't let these people try to normalize this, but that's exactly what they're trying to do. Because again, you have to realize the reality of the situation. There's a segment of the bass fishing public out there that literally use this as an umbilical cord to their success. And they do not want it taken away from them, because they would see this quick fix, easy access to catching fish, having that removed from their fishing would require them to actually have to learn about fishing, which takes a lifetime to do, and they don't want to do that. So that is one segment of it. The other segment of it is the people that have a financial interest in it. The electronic companies are going to push it as hard as they can. The tournament organizations, for the most part, are not going to do the right thing because they're getting subsidized by the electronic companies. So the only people that are the adults in the room that can save this room are the people like you, the people that are fighting the good fight, and they see the long-term sustainability issues with this. They see the threat to the sport that it has. And I just, I appreciate everybody that's joined in the fight here, because sometimes, I feel like I got this on my shoulders all to myself, even though you have the majority of the people out there that are against it. A lot of people, they just lead their own lives every day, and they're concerned about it, but they may be a little bit apathetic about it. You got some tournament anglers there that hate it and don't want it, but it's too big of a risk for them to come out against it. They don't want to be labeled as some type of a troublemaker. So it falls on, a certain group of people to actually get this out there and never stop talking about it. So like I said, I just want to encourage everybody out there, when you hear somebody saying it's another tool, just rail against that, because it is not another tool. They act like it, if they didn't have it, that everything would just go back to normal, and there would be no difference in it. But it has completely shifted the paradigm of this entire sport. They just had that Toyota Series tournament, or I think it's going on right now down at Lake Pickwick. 20 pounds was 40th place in that tournament. And obviously the majority of those fish were caught spotlighting with the cheater box. That lake is not that good to put out those type of strings. You take that technology away from that field, and you've probably got the weights cut in half with that. And I've always said, guys, a 30-pound bag caught spotlighting does not impress me at all. It doesn't turn my head. I think it's an illegitimate catch. I'd rather see somebody catch a 15-pound bag of fish with traditional real bass fishing techniques than some guy catch a 30-pound bass, with the aid of the cheater box. So just a few thoughts there. I just basically wanted to let everybody know that is a lie. Forward-facing sonar is not just another tool. It is the most destructive thing we have ever seen enter the sport, and it's only going to get worse as the technology advances. So I'd like to encourage everybody to get on the right side of history, fight the good fight, do not go down that dark path of it. And eventually, even though it seems like we got an uphill battle to climb right now, because we have misinformation, we have people that have vested interests in keeping it, that do not care about the sustainability of the sport. Don't go down that dark path, man. Fight the good fight. And anyway, just hope you guys are in for a ride, because it's going to take us a little bit to get this out of the sport. But I'm confident that we can if we keep pushing forward. So hope you guys are well. Talk later.